So thank you for coming. People on the Zoom or the YouTube channel, welcome. We're going to lead off with just a little reading and a song. The invitation is to fully embrace this amazing time that we're alive. And I'm give you a lot of material to feel and think and leave you with good stuff for your mental soup. So here we go. This is from Joseph Campbell.
The mystical theme of the space age is this: the world as we know it is coming to an end. The world as the center of the universe, the world divided from the heavens, the world bound by horizons in which love is reserved for members of the in-group. That is the world that is passing away. Apocalypse does not point to a fiery Armageddon, but to the fact that our ignorance and compliancy are coming to an end. Our divided worldview with no mythology adequate to coordinate our conscious and unconscious. That is what is coming to an end. The exclusiveness of there being only one way in which to be saved. The idea that there is a single religious group that is in the sole possession of the truth. That is the world as we know it. It must pass away. What is the kingdom? It lies in our realization of the ubiquity of the divine presence in our neighbors, in our enemies, in all of us. The journey to this new life. And it is the journey we all must make, cannot make unless we let go of the past. The reality of living in space means that we are born anew, not born again into an old-time religion, but to a new order of things. There are no horizons. That is the meaning of the space age. We are in a free fall into a future that is mysterious. It is very fluid, and this is discontorting to many people.
Thank you. So for the first time standing on the moon, human beings looked back, and it was on television across the planet, this picture called the Earthrise. And for the first time, people realized that the Earth has phases just like the moon has phases. So every month there's a new Earth and a full Earth. And whenever there's a full moon that we see above, if you were standing on the moon and looking back, you would see that this is a time of the new Earth. So the new Earth actually starts tomorrow for this month. So here we go. Welcome to the new Earth. Welcome, traveler. Please, you don't need that weight anymore. From your shoulder, let it go, leave it there by the door. Tell us, traveler, have you been outside, cold in the wind? Looking for brothers, for a sister who won't do you in. Hey, traveler, weren't you amazed by the trouble caused? You've been losing everything, losing everyone you love. Come inside, come away from the storm of the world. Come inside, bread is warm, your cup is poured. Together, ain't that what the world was for? Welcome, traveler, hang your coat there by the iron stove. We are gathered, come near this fire, and you will be warm. Tell us, traveler, is your soul worn as thin as your shoes? Such is walking, that's walking for lovers, lovers of the truth. Hey, traveler, sing us a song of another place. How you love a woman, and she has an angel's face. Come inside, away from the storm of the world. Inside, the bread is warm, your cup is warm. Together, ain't that what the world was for? Together, ain't that what the world is for? Traveler, I know you wander because of all you have seen. And we were talking just over there in your dream. Tell us, traveler, don't you remember us? It's all of your old friends. And we prayed so hard that we would meet again. Hey, traveler, hear us sing now of another place. Traveler, I last saw you in a younger face. Come inside, away from the storm of the world. Inside, the bread is warm, your cup is poured. Together, ain't that what the world is for? Together, ain't that what the world is? Together. Thank you. Welcome. The psychological thinker Carl Jung said when he was sending his people here to America to do dream work, said you need to be careful. The American soul is 200 feet off the ground. And there's such a distance between American culture and the earth. He said, well, we in Europe, it's just a few steps out the backyard and you have a historical connection like right there on the land. So how I've experienced this over the years and what I'm offering today is whenever I go into a place to do a land acknowledgement for the land here, but it's not enough just to do the indigenous, but who are the people that have also been here? So I actually tried to learn a Moravian folk tune in honor of the place where I am, because the English only got here later. I know I'm gonna learn a Swedish and a Norwegian. And so this song is from folk tradition. If we could go back in time and people are all just Moravians talking to each other, I'm pretty sure this song's famous enough that they'd be like, hey, they're playing our song. So what's good about the Moravians is they believe that nobody can get in between you and your faith, and they suffered for it a lot. And when they came here, it was with that intention to honor all people. So the song in the original language says, Johnny, Johnny was out in the mountains. They shot him and thought it was a deer. It's kind of a sad song. It's a real pick-me-up. And then they buried him, and then his woman who loved him came, and she cried and cried, and then she never left. And they said, oh, she was such a beautiful soul. So here's it means among the mountains. There you go. Next layer is French. I learned from my cousin that Dora County is Dora County because in French it's called La Porte des Morts, the door of the dead, which they learned from the indigenous. Potawatomi, I think, was the tribe. But so underneath this layer is now the French layer. I'm going to sing this one because it's fun. And if they, in the spirit of the trappers and everybody who would be coming through here, they would like this song, I'm pretty sure. So it's called Aux Champs-Élysées. It means on the Champs-Élysées. I'll be singing my part. You have your part. Mine goes like this. It goes, Aux Champs-Élysées. And you go, la da da. I'm going to sing my part. Aux Champs-Élysées. And I go, Aux Champs-Élysées. La da da. And then I go, au soleil ou sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. And then you don't do anything there. So let's do this. I'm going to just do the refrain one more time, and then we'll be into it. It means on the Champs-Élysées, on the Champs-Élysées, in the sun or in the rain, you can get whatever you want on the Champs-Élysées. That's the main street in Paris. What would be Water Street, maybe, if this was Paris. Je me baladais sur l'avenue, le cœur ouvert à l'inconnu. J'avais envie de dire bonjour à n'importe qui. N'importe qui, et ce fut toi, je te dis n'importe quoi. Il suffisait de te parler pour t'apprivoiser. Here we go. Oh, Champs-Élysées, la da da. Oh, Champs-Élysées, la da da. Au soleil ou sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. So far in the song, the guy is walking down the street, the Champs-Elysees. He said, my heart was open to anybody, and that's how I met you. And then she's going to ask him on a date. So the French word for date is rendezvous. Listen for rendezvous in there. Tu m'as dit, j'ai rendez-vous dans un sous-sol avec des fous qui vivent la guitare à la main du soir au matin. Alors je t'ai accompagné, on a chanté, on a dansé, et l'on n'a même pas pensé à s'embrasser. Oh, Champs-Élysées, la da da. Oh, Champs-Élysées, la da da. Au soleil ou sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. So he says, I took you, you asked me on a date. We went singing and dancing. We weren't even thinking of kissing each other. The third verse, it says, last night, two strangers. This morning, two lovers walking down the Champs-Élysées. But the birds are all singing their love songs. Except it's French and they're singing it in French. Hier soir, les inconnus, et ce matin, sur l'avenue, deux amoureux tout étourdis par la longue nuit. Et de l'étoile à la concorde, un orchestre a mis le corps. Tous les oiseaux du point de jour chantent l'amour. Oh, Champs-Élysées. Hey! Oh, Champs-Élysées, la da da. Au soleil ou sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. The beginning. Oh, Champs-Élysées, la da da. Oh, Champs-Élysées, la da da. Au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Merci beaucoup.
So they kissed?
I think they were playing chess, the French game that everyone loved. So at the Earth level, I met a elder a few years back named his name is Nodin, but his English name is James Beard. So around here, the Anishinaabe or the Ojibwe, the Potawatomi are connected to all of that. They got here because they were following a prophecy. They started off way over on the East Coast, and they were told of a journey they would make to where the food grows on the water. When they started off a long time ago, they did not know what that was. When they got around here, they found that there's rice that grows on the water. They didn't know that out there. Anyway, in their prophecies, they say that there's going to be people coming here, and if they come with an open hand and they shake your hand and they share your knowledge, then what can happen would be the most amazing nation that's ever been. If they have a hand hidden and they come with a weapon, then things are not going to go so well. So they actually made it out here, and we're at a time now that they call the seventh fire, where they say that prophecy from the fourth time, the fourth fire, when they were hoping somebody would come from our culture with good knowledge, that's coming true now. And part of what we're doing today is part of that prophecy, that for our cultures to come together. So this is the song called The First Song that was sung to make peace with enemies. And in the story, the Ojibwe are following their prophecy. The Lakota are like living around here, so they're getting pushed out, which they're not so happy about that. So traditional enemies are Lakota and Ojibwe. So in the story, there's a Lakota war party coming, and there's no warriors there because they're out hunting. And a woman had a dream that she should sing this song out in this place and build this drum. And they were singing that song when the enemy came, and at first they thought it was a trick, but then they put down their weapons. And this is a song of peace for people who wouldn't normally be together, to be together. And that would be the spirit that we'll be singing back to the land, to this place, that we're here to start a new way. So the symbol is this, that two would be together. So I'll sing it. It's got a lot of vowels, so I'll sing it a few times and then just give a shot at it. And then if you want to take it on your phone, it's like on the internet and stuff. This is not a hidden song. It's a song that's to be passed on with love, like this. Way ya, way ya, way ya. Way ya, way ya, way ya. Way ya, oh way ya. Way ya, way way, oh hey, hey, oh. Way way way. So give it a shot. Way 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 oh way 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 oh hey hey oh. One more. Way 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 oh way 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 why way way oh hey hey oh. And then I agree with that in indigenous languages, aho. So you say aho. In their prophecies, it's a child's book, but it's very well done by an elder named Eddie Benton. Mishomis means grandfather. Mishomis book, The Voice of the Ojibwe. Their prophecy is in here. So it's meant to be read to children, but for adults to learn while they're doing it, especially if you had forgotten your culture. And for us to learn, this is a really good entry point. So you have the readings, and then if we were meeting, let's say we're meeting with a group of folks who are coming from that indigenous world, in their prophecies, they had a story that the animals had a meeting about the people coming here. And they were saying, like, who's going to adopt all these people? And nobody wanted to do it. And then finally, the Wolf clan stepped up, and they said, we will welcome anybody who comes here and anybody of mixed race. And then Bear stepped up, and Eagle. So if you're in this part of the world, even if you're from another part of the world, if you're here, you've already been adopted by this clan. You're relatives with these animals. So I'm gonna sing the wolf song, the Ojibwe wolf song. The words mean wolf spirit is coming, and then the wolf spirit is here. And it's another one that will, like, you sing along. With songs like this, you sing them 10,000 times, and then you know them like that much. So it goes like this. Way ya hey ya, oh way ya hey ya, way ya hey ya, oh way ya hey ya, way ya hey Try this one. Way ya ya hey ya, oh way ya ya hey ya, way ya ya hey ya, oh way ya ya hey ya, way ya ya hey ya, way ya hey ya. Way ya hey ya, way ya ho, way oh hey ya hey oh. The wolf word is maingan. That means wolf. Maingan. So try that. Maingan. Maingan. Maingan benige. Maingan beniga. Way ya hey ya. Way ya, hey ya. Way ya, hey ya. Way ya, ho, way lo, hey ya, hey yo. One more. Way ya, hey ya. Way ya, hey ya. Way ya, hey ya. Oh, way ya, hey ya. Way ya, hey ya. Way ya, hey ya. Way ya, hey ya. Way ya, ho, way lo, hey ya, hey yo. Maingan benige, maingan beniga. Way ya, hey ya. Way ya, hey ya. Way ya, hey ya. Way ya, ho, way lo, hey ya, hey yo. Ho.
Apple.
There you go. And then you would be offered tobacco, and I'm going to offer it to you. It's a gift, so it's in that spirit. You don't need to smoke it. You just need to hold it in your hand. When someone gives you tobacco, they're saying, thank you for being born. Thank you for becoming the person that you are becoming. And please keep becoming. So the Lakota elder named Fool's Crow said, you can learn our ways, but you can't become Lakota. Like you can learn the Ojibwe ways, but you can't become Ojibwe, but you can use them to remember your ways. So do we have something like that? Do we have something that says, thank you for being born? Actually, we do. So I'm continuing work that was started by a Jesuit named William Stoltzman. He worked with Lakota at Pine Ridge and at Rosebud, mostly Rosebud, and he would meet with the elders and they would have a conversation to see how can Christianity and the traditional ways, how can they fit together? And they're doing their best. So he keeps asking the Lakota elders, do your spirits know Christ? And they said, well, why don't you ask our spirits? And he says, and then he keeps forgetting, do your spirits? And they said, you ask them. So finally he does ask them. The Lakota have a number of ceremonies that are done in the dark in a house. So one of them is called what's called a ceremony house. So one's called a Uweepi. Usually it's a Uweepi. If he was asking for something like this, he probably would have done it in a ceremony called a Uweepi. You can Google it when you get home, Uweepi. Anyway, this Lakota spirit spoke, like, do you know Christ? They said, Mapia namaka ekta sitomni, which translates roughly as from the sky throughout the earth, a spirit who helps us, who comes along and helps. So what the spirits told him was not that Jesus is the all-powerful ruler of the whole universe who's come in to conquer the world. It's the Spirit who comes to help the people walk. So we actually do have that. This part is a stretch, so I'm just inviting you to come with me. I've been down this road lots of times. It's safe. You don't have to worry about it, even though if you never heard it before. So our tradition, like this stuff we're doing here, actually comes through astrology. Our tradition has the wisdom of 5,000 years, and believe it or not, it's all embedded in there. So in the Lakota tradition then, the Christ message was integrated into something that already existed and takes it to another step. So in astrology, the original teaching is every person is a Christ. Everyone is. It's not an automatic thing that how you're going to live it, but everybody already is. So where that would be in astrology is in a birth chart, and it's in the sun. The sun of when the day you're born and the moment you're born that's your character, that's your personality, that's who you came here to be. So they put they made a way of spelling Jesus's name, who originally was like Yeshua or Yahshua. So they made the name so it would be included in numbers of the sun. They're multiples of the number 37. So this number gives you multiples like 111, 222, 333, 444, etc. So where we have the idea of saying thank you for being born is in your birth chart. When you have it done someday, or people in your family, it's in what's called the nodes of the moon. The south node in this tradition is where you came from, and you've lived many lives. That's the last life in your pattern. The north node is why you came here and who you're trying to be in this life. You're trying to evolve. You're trying to become somebody who's never been before. So this is our tradition that has the same sacredness as tobacco. And on this day, I'm asking, at this time, when the world is kind of getting stressed, would you be willing to continue to be yourself in an even more generous way, a more courageous way than you've been in the past? And when you notice people who are doing the same thing, would you be willing to continue to be yourself and live your best life? And I'm asking you, if yes, to put that tobacco back on this paper. We're going to offer it to the earth later today. If you look on the page with the moon on it, it has I just didn't have the money to do color for everybody. Otherwise, I would have done it. This is an artwork that was inspired by my uncle's near-death experience. So remember everything I said about our culture and our tradition. So my uncle was having his heart worked on, and they stopped his heart. And then all of a sudden, he's carried back to this little area is a church called St. John Fisher near Newtown, Ohio. And he gets carried back to there, and he's sitting in there, and the Stations of the Cross are passing in front of him. And the 13th station, where Jesus is taken down from the cross, stops in front of him. And he's looking at it, and it gets large. And all of a sudden, Mary's face is his mom. And he's looking at it, it's like, Mom, is that you? And then all of a sudden, he's Jesus laying there, looking up at his mom. And then that's the writing there. I knew from looking at her that she understood everything. She accepted it all. He was really worried about some things that happened in his life. He never told anybody. And he was really worried about when he died, how things are going to go. So he knew when he saw his mom, and then he's reporting. So this idea that, yes, even Dan Donovan is a Christ, and his mother is like the mother, that this is that message. And then The Eagle chant is actually a chant. Our family has a little sweat lodge, and then this chant is the one that we sing in the lodge. But the welcoming, so I'm giving you this to take home, to think about, especially the younger generations coming up, that at some point in their life you would say thank you for coming here and being in our family. So this we'll read together, and then I'll show you the chant. So it goes on the other side of the Dan Donovan story. Starts out with thank you for the love. You ready? Thank you for the love, truth, wisdom, humility, respect, honesty, and courage of your birth. Thank you for choosing this time and this place for your lifetime. Thank you for saying yes in your own ways. Thank you for when you put down your grief and grew courage that was not here before. Thank you for when you helped others, men, women, all forms of gender, elders and children do the same. Thank you for the times you surrendered your fear and grew strength and recovered deeper remembrance of who you are. Thank you for helping others also do this. Thank you for letting go and making gifts of your desire, anger, depression, confusion, resentments, bitterness, disease, despair, shame, vengeance, all the emotions you feel and also carry for others. Thank you for how you helped others do this and joined together to help the past, present, and future beings. Thank you for the gift of your voice. Thank you for singing in your original voice and setting aside the ways of addiction, codependency, and helping others do so. Addiction in this case means surrender of your voice. Thank you for all the times you choose to forgive and to love and to co-create a beautiful future for the coming generations. So with that in mind, I'm going to sing you this song, Only a Piece of Us. I had a guitar pick in it. There it is. So this song says the same thing I just said, only it's much easier to just listen to it. I am astounded by you, astounded by you. Oh, my love, I feel stars shine through you. The sky heals the big picture. The sky heals the big picture. I am surprised by you, always surprised by you. Oh, my love, I know how you feel it too. All of my love around you. The sky heals the big picture. 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 This is not all, it's only a piece of it. This is not all, it's only a piece of you. This is not all, it's only a piece of us. This is not all, it's only I am stilled by you. The sky heals the big picture. The sky heals the big picture. The sky heals the big picture. Heals big picture. The sky heals. This is not all, it's only a piece of it. This is not all, it's only a piece of you. This is not all, it's only a piece of us. This is not all, it's only a piece of us. This is not all, it's only a piece of us. This is not all, it's only a piece of us. Thank you. Grab the lyrics for 1031. It's a call and response. So I'll be saying those lyrics anyway. So I go, will you rest? And you say, will you rest? Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Peace on the mountain. Peace on the mountain. Till you feel that wide valley, valley call you, call you down to the freedom bell, baby, meet me at the station, 'cause we ride on 1031. If you ask the questions answer, you will know, if you answer from inside you, all around you, holy winds blow, baby, right here, right beside me, train that's an angel, 1031. This train is an angel, 1031.
1031.
Will you rest? Rest in peace. Peace on a mountain. Till you feel that wide valley call you down to the freedom bell. Oh baby, meet me at the station. Train that's an angel. 1031. This train is an angel. 1031. Just sing it with me. This train is an angel. 1031. This train is an angel. you. Thank you. You get the page with the statues on it.
Okay.
This one. So this one is another stretch for you. I mean, we're trying to do a new thing. So remember, Joseph Campbell says it's fluid and you're flowing and it gets kind of out there, but this is another one. Just kind of trust me on this one. Carl Jung has a saying, in your symptom is your soul. And on the left-hand side, on the top there, that sphere kind of looking thing, on the back, go on this part here, on the back of this. That sphere looking thing, that's the full teaching of a sweat lodge. That in a sweat lodge, it's imagined as a sphere that's both above and below the earth. And when you're sitting, you're in the middle of it. And part of the teaching is for you to get your dream life and connected with your waking life. That underground is the dream and above ground is your waking life. And to get them aligned and get them in the right place. And as a rule, where we go, our culture wiped out all sweat lodges. In fact, a sweat lodge could get you put in jail until 1978. It wasn't until 1978 that there was a Native American, the Religious Freedom Act that allowed this to happen again. So I think the first law against it was in I think 1883 is when it got shut down. So in men's work, they have a saying that whatever wounds a man has, he will put onto his children if he doesn't know what they are. The same is with the culture. If a culture doesn't know where their wounds are, they will put that wound onto other cultures. So what I'm inviting you to see is like, this is a way to think about the wound that we have that we like put onto other cultures because we forgot our own. And this is our teaching, actually, the globe. One of the reasons Shakespeare called the globe is because he based his writing on astrology. He was really good at making his characters because each one of them had his own chart. And so when you're going into the globe, you're watching a performance of all people playing their character with the idea that it will help you play your character, that you too are a character because the whole world is a stage. So our culture uses theater. This is theater. And when the full stature of a human being is recovered, it includes the idea that we're more like trees, that we blossom and then we go to sleep and then we blossom and then we go to sleep. Like we have many times we come here. So that's what John Lennon's birth chart looks like all the way on the right. And then this is down here, these two shapes. These are what the marks on a birth chart for the nodes of the moon look like. So the first time you look at a birth chart, it looks like, you feel like a dog looking at a clock. You're like, yeah, I don't know anything about any of that stuff. But here's a spot where you can look, even with hardly any knowledge, you can find this. And the south node, the one that loops down, called the tail of the dragon, is where you've been. The north node is where you're going. And then here's Stephen Forrester, who's a good describer of what's called evolutionary astrology. So he says, the north node is where the answers lie, like the North Star. It guides us across life's dark oceans, revealing the fresh path of energy, healing breakthrough, and evolution. An understanding of it is perhaps the single most precious catalyst astrology can provide for anyone. And so I've been a fan of John Lennon for a long time. So in this book of his, Stephen Forrest does the birth chart for John Lennon and say, so what was he in his life before this one? I think you have the back of it's on the back of 1031, a song called It Is Time. Can I borrow that?
Yeah. you write this one?
I wrote this one. So I'm in the same way that I'm like carrying Stoltzman's work forward with the Lakota. I take John Lennon's work seriously. They say if you love somebody, love their work as much as they love their work. So let's read him, Born When He Was. Up in the right-hand corner is the reading on his chart. His karmic self, his soul identity, is that of a warrior who lost the war. His soul came here to this world to learn the lessons of Libra and the sixth house. So this would be, I'm just letting you know that it's there, and it's in a book called The Inner Sky, if you want to track it down. So this is me talking back to John Lennon. I'm answering his song, Imagine.
What's the sixth house again?
Usually service for others. All kinds of service to help other people. And Libra is about balance. Balance and service for others. Can you do this? Can you love your enemies, really? So his song, Imagine, is so famous, but the soul part of it is missing. And so I'm starting off, imagine there is a heaven. The gift we bring to this tradition I'm talking about today is that we don't live in the solar system that the people who developed astrology did. We live in a solar system where the sun is no longer the center. The sun is pulled out of the center by the weight of the planets. So especially Jupiter pulls the planets, pulls everybody, and especially the sun. The sun's not in the center. The sun is close to the center. So in our solar system, there's a point around which everything is in balance. It's called the center of mass, or the barycenter. We live in a solar system that dances. When there was a single sun in the center of our solar system, it was okay to say that there is a great leader, that there is a chosen one, that there's a chosen people, that there's one power that controls everything. But in our time, our solar system does not support that. We are no longer in a time when there's going to be a chosen people or a chosen one or a Messiah, because in our time, it's us. We have to do the work. We're the ones that have to do this hard work of bringing peace on earth and doing the work. So the way we look at a chart now is that it's not a prison sentence. It's just a way for you to reflect on your life, a way to have your life honored, the same way that an indigenous person would give you tobacco, and to realize you're not going to find an almighty ruler out there to tell you what to do. It's going to have to come from in here, and we have to help each other do that. So this is the time of democracy now. I think this is the most important thing for us to keep in mind, especially heading into what we're heading into in the world. There's not going to be a great leader it's going to be just us trying to learn how to get along with each other and respect the true message is that everybody is sacred. So in the song then, there's going to be a part where it says, all that is missing and all that we need shines in the light of the sun. What I mean by that is this barycenter, that our whole solar system is in balance and our whole galaxy is in balance. The whole universe is in balance. If we could balance ourselves like our world does, this world would be pretty good. So Jesus in the Gospel of Thomas says, the kingdom of heaven is here. If you bring forth what is within you will save you. If you do not bring it forth, what you don't bring forth will destroy you. So he's saying you got to do your best to become yourself. Thank you for becoming yourself and helping others do so. So this is it's the song, It Is Time. So I'm taking up this ongoing work of balance and service. Imagine there is a heaven, and it's spread upon the earth. Many claim to feel it, many claim that it's not here. Oh, embrace me, darling. See through your own two eyes. The moon shines on the water. The water carries her light. The water carries their light. Kai-ai-lai-lai, 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 it is time. Kai-ai-lai-lai, 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 is it time? Remember all of the people living their own ways. And though many live together, everyone needs a room to play. But you want a room to play? Fling your arms around me. Sing me your song. I am only crying. It's about all that is gone. About all who are gone. All that was missing and all that we need shines in the light of the sun. All that was missing and all that we need shines in the light of the sun. Through the wild heavens, stars fly like sand. I know how I love you. I have a place to stand. I have a place to stand. Kai-ai-lai-lai, 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 it is time. Kai-ai-lai-lai, 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 it is time. Oh, kai-ai-lai-lai, 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 it is time. Is it time?
Like this?
I did. Thank you. If you get the picture with the statues, originally, when you go into the Gothic movement came out of nowhere after the First Crusade. They think they got it from somewhere in the Mideast, somewhere over there. But before the Gothic movement, the schools and everything were outside the cities, and the cities were going down. So when they started to have the cathedral in the city, now you have schools, you have architecture, you have music. It's a whole rebirth of the culture. In Paris, where there's a church called Sacré-Cœur, it's on a hill called Montmartre. Montmartre means the Mount of the Martyr. The martyr is this guy in this picture holding his head. This is Saint Denis, and he was the first bishop of Paris, they say in the story. The people of this time, they didn't know how to read, most of them, and so you would learn all the stories of your tradition from going to the cathedral and looking at the pictures, but there's a lot more all buried in there. The original story then is they took Denis up the hill, they chopped off his head because he was a Christian, and it went bouncing down the hill, and each time it hit, and it hit 7 times, water would spring up like a fountain. So his head goes bouncing down the hill, and then his body gets up, walks down the hill, grabs his head, rinses it off, and then he holds his head there. And then he starts speaking and singing wise things, and he walks all the way to the city named Saint Denis. It's called Saint Denis. That's where the royal cemetery is. To this day, if you want to go see where Louis XVI is buried, he's still out there. It was a holy site for a long time, and they even said, Saint Denis's body is right here. Anyway, that's the child's story. The adult story goes like this. If you look at the angel it'll be on his right, our left, it's a woman, and she's got her hands in a gesture saying, do it this way. And she's looking at his third eye. Do it this way. And then if you look at the person on his other side, it's a male angel, and he's lifting up his veil. This says, it shall be revealed. So she's saying, do it this way. What does this mean? This means we all have ideas about how things are supposed to be and the truth, but if we try to go into the sacred space that way, we'll miss it. So you have to hold your head at your heart. Hold your head here. Lower your head. So speak with heart, hear with your heart, taste with your heart, think with your heart. And then this way, it will all be revealed to you. On the end is the outer story is that's Constantine, who brought Christianity to the Roman Empire. The teaching there is because all people are Christ. Everyone is the king. Everyone is the ruler. Everyone has the authority. Everyone has the knowledge. It's not just that group. It's for everybody. And then if you look across, if you look where his hand is pointing to the zodiac. The people who built this cathedral were followers of the tradition. It's the oldest tradition really on the earth in our culture. And what's unique about this is the Taurus constellation that his hand is pointing to is flipped backwards. It's flipped backwards because there was a time when people felt that their birth chart was like a prison sentence. You either had like a good birth or a bad birth, and that's basically how you had to live. But then they started to figure out that the whole zodiac is moving. And they came up with this being named Mithras. And there are lots of, to this day, you can find sanctuaries to Mithras. Mithras is stabbing a bull, and what he's doing is turning the whole zodiac. With Mithras, then, it doesn't matter who you are, you have the capacity to become more than what your birth was. The problem or the difficulty with the Mithras tradition that it was only for men and only for soldiers. And the main site for the Mithric religion was Tarsus, where St. Paul is from. So the Christian tradition of everyone born, whoever you are worthy. you're not imprisoned by the level of your birth. You can move according to your desire. That's the same teaching that's in Hinduism, which is written under there. When you live in your head only, that's called living just in Maya. And then the Hindu word for that is, in English, is illusion. But what they mean by that is something partial that's presenting itself as if it's the whole story. When you've settled your mind on something partial and pretending it's whole, that's when you're trapped. So to bring your head to your heart means that there's love included, there's emotions included in reality that your head can't understand. And when you read through this, Maya has three powers. The first power, called the obscuring power, which obscures the radiance of the ultimate. The second power is called the projecting power, which projects the world of broken forms. The third power is the revealing power, which is the power rendered in art, ritual. When through the forms we experience the radiance, you can perceive exactly the same things, either in their obscuring or in their revealing aspect, depending on how far your levels of perception have risen. So in this tradition, then, you're after the quality of depth of life and beauty in the world that makes you want to be alive, makes you want to stay here. And in the center of the labyrinths, especially at Chartres, at the center of it, there was a minotaur. And that represents the part of you that you're trying to overcome. Oh, he's on call. So with this tradition then that they had, your job is to always try to walk in such a way that you're whole, that you're listening with your whole heart. And it's a practice that you can deepen and deepen, and there's no end to the depth of life that's possible. There's no end to it. So in this way, it will be revealed. Enter in. Be aware that this world is always radiant, and our lives here can be quite enjoyable when we live it well. Which brings us back to the beginning now. So when the moon is full, if you're looking at the phases of the earth, I was talking about when they learned that if you're on the moon looking back at the earth, that the earth has phases just like the moon. And whenever the moon is full here, you're standing in the new earth here. And tomorrow is the full moon, new earth, and we're coming into the new time in many different ways. So here's the music to go forward with you, a little teaching to reflect on, the art, the lyrics. I'll do a closing song. So this experience of radiance, the first time I went to see my brother in Mississippi, I'm going to close with this song. It's called Alive and Well. He's still I mean, they say you never stop being a Marine, but he was a Marine. And I went down and he had five horses at that time. So we're sitting outside his place at night. And he says, you have to come down with me and do this with me tonight. So we go down in the darkness. It's nothing but stars overhead. And he goes out into the place where the horses are, and they come over because they know him. They come over, and he puts his heart up against the side of the horse, and he stretches out, like lays his head on the horse's back. He's just there for a while. He says, I want you to do this. So I do this, and then just even now, like I just start crying. So he says, yeah, we're going to do this 5 times. So we do that. We're down there for either 20 minutes or 30 years. And this is a song about that night. So it took me a long time to understand there's lots of ways to the radiance. Horses are one of them. There's lots of ways. Music is another one. I went down to Mississippi, way down south, found my brother there. I went down to Mississippi, way down south, found my brother there. In a house on a hill, looking out at Alabama from his chair. Hey, brother, oh my brother, why'd you go where the dirt was red? I said, brother, oh my brother, why did you go where the dirt was red? I found a loving woman, she raised my heart up from the dead. Well, we walked along the red road, my brother, my sister, and me. We followed the good red road, watering the roots of the family tree. So brother, lead us down, we'll see the starry heavens below the hill. Brother, lead us down, we'll see the starry heavens below the hill. We'll rest our hearts upon the horses, feel the universe hold mighty still. We walked along the red road, my brother, my sister, and me. We followed the good red road, watering the roots of the family tree. Brother, lead us down, we'll see the starry heavens below the hill. Brother, lead us down, we'll see the starry heavens below the hill. We'll rest our hearts upon the horses, feel the universe hold mighty still. Way down in Mississippi, I found my brother alive. He is alive and well. Ha! Thank you. Thank you. So I thought I would play and then just sit and talk for a while. So thank you so much for coming. And we don't need to keep the Zoom. Yeah, we're good. So thank you so much. And let's keep the good things going.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aho.
Oh.